Alright, so today we went out to Coldwater Mountain for a nice ride. 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Unfortunately, it wasn't exactly a great day for me. It was extremely hot and humid. We did a ride up the trail. I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't sleep well the night before, and to make matters worse, we went to Bomb Dog, got about a quarter of the way down. I realized my suspension is locked out. And well, not locked out, but it was on trail mode. I realized that. I wanted to put it in full downhill mode. Look down, and as I go to adjust the knobs, I stopped for a moment. I realized that my GoPro is completely missing from my gimbal. So it must have flown out somewhere, bounced off me into the trail somewhere, and it was in probably about the first 3/4 of a mile. We backtracked all the way up, walking the trail, myself and Kim. No sign whatsoever of the camera, unfortunately. Posted out on Facebook to see if anybody finds it in the next couple days, but my hopes are not high. So just beware when you're riding and you have a gimbal that you got to make sure you have it tight. I made sure I did have it tight, but unfortunately I think I put a beard on it for the first time, and what I did was I had actually come around to the front of the camera and kind of wrapped it around the top piece, and it's really humid out, and maybe the moisture got to it and it moved, whatever the case, and maybe once that moved, it was slightly loose within the housing and got free and came off. I made sure to try and tighten it, but I'm the king of over torquing things and breaking little devices, right? So when I was torquing down the little nuts, I don't want to do it too hard, because I was afraid that I might break something on the gimbal, which is not a cheap device as well. But unfortunately, it cost me the camera. I'm going on vacation in 4 weeks. We're going to go up through West Virginia and North Carolina, do kind of a loop, and then come back down. And I was going to document the entire trip. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't have a GoPro anymore. I did have an SJ cam as well attached to my bike, and we'll take a little bit of a look at some of that footage. But unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to sport another $350 for another GoPro. 4th of July.
That's right.
On the way, Coldwater. Wade's sticking a banana in his mouth.
You're taking a video.
I am.
These are the best.
So, as you can see from the following footage, it pretty much sucks. Unfortunately, not having the gimbal and my GoPro really doesn't leave me with a great video to show anyone today. The SJ cam sounds like it's underwater when it's in the case. The audio is beyond terrible. And generally, maybe I have it strapped a little tighter. I'm not sure what the case is, but it's vibrating a lot. Or maybe it's just that Coldwater is really a rough park. So, anyway, enjoy it for what it is. Okay, enough of that crap footage. I'm just going to give up on it at this point. And I want to go on to the next topic here. So I have these old grips that were on my bike. I want to say I had them for about a year. I don't know, maybe not that long. In any event, what ended up happening with these grips is that I could not get them unscrewed. They are the lock-on type, and they got corroded. One of my friends had the similar type of issue. Long story short, in order to get these out, what I did was take a Dremel, a little circular Dremel tool, and cut each one. I do have carbon bars, and I wanted to be very careful. I didn't want to cut into those bars or damage anything. I didn't want to take something crazy like a hacksaw and try and get in at this. But all 4 bolts, they stripped. There was just they were not coming out. I tried putting like a compound like WD-40 on to try and loosen up the bolts. It didn't work. Long story short, Dremel was the final tool. It came in with the Dremel, and when you got through the bolt, you would actually hear them pop on each one, so you know you could back off immediately and not damage your bars if they're carbon bars, because you don't want to cut into a carbon bar. It's going to go really quickly. So when I put my new grips on, what I used, this is some really old stuff that I have, Rector Seal anti-seize lubricant. This stuff works really great, actually. I've probably had this jar for around 20 years. But anything that gets weathered and corrodes and has a problem, you put this on. Generally, you won't have an issue, and you'll be able to get it undone fairly easily and not run into any type of issue. So, comes recommended. Give that a try if you run into any issues. Let me know and comment below. If you enjoyed watching this video, there are more to come in the future. Please click subscribe over on the right-hand side. Also, feel free to leave a comment below.